Greetings and salutations, and welcome to Read It Between the Lines. I am your host, the Water Dog. Today, I am doing my final part on the Fall of London. I won't be able to get to all the cards I'd like to get to in this particular series. So what I will tell you is I am going to be doing some 1-minute shorts on some of the cards from Fall of London. So make sure you stay tuned for that. But we're going to do some 1-minute shorts on some of the vampires that we didn't get a chance to get to, and some of the cards we didn't get a chance to get to, and break it down that way. The reason for that is because I've got the tournament coming up, the Cold Amber's Hold coming up here, and I want to do a deck tech like we did with when we were up there in Dallas playing the Toreador Grand Ball, where I just break down the deck for you, show how I did in the tournament, that type of thing. I've also got an interview set up with the Prince of Lafayette, Norm Brown, who was my prince, and hopefully I get a couple other interviews while I'm at it, and just have some fun with that. So that's what we've got coming up. So today's going to be the last part. And today we're just going to break down two more clans. We're going to do the Brujah, and we're going to do the Banu Haqim, and we're going to look at them. So let's do it. Let's get to some Brujah. There are 3 Brujah that we're going to get with the Fall of London. They're all going to be Camarilla. One of the things when you look at the Brujah is the fact that when we're looking at Group 5-6, there are 14 Camarilla Brujah. So you've got a lot of vampires in Group 5-6 that are Camarilla. Of course, there also are some Anarchs, but if you were just wanting to play it straight Camarilla, you could do that. So I just wanted to kind of point out that you do have 14 vampires in that Group 5-6. All righty. So our first one, Andalino de Silva. Andalino de Silva is a 5-cap, rescuing an older vampire from Topor, costs Andalino -2 blood. He has inferior in 4 abilities: celerity, potence, presence, and thaumaturgy. Now, I'm not one that likes to play a 4-cap, 5-cap, 6-cap when they all have inferior abilities. Unless they're Anarchs. Now, that's important to understand, unless they're Anarchs. I just don't like that. I mean, I've never liked playing vampires like that when they're that low cap. I would rather just go ahead and pay the extra pull and get something like Terra, 2 superiors, at potence and presence, and she's got a title at 6. So to me, I would rather say pay 6, pay 1 more. I'd rather pay 1 more and put Terra in the deck than put Andalino in the deck. And that's just me. You see what I'm saying? Because to have inferior abilities, especially when you're having to pay 4 pull or 5 pull, I understand that you've got to have them, but to me, that's just a card I would not put in a Camarilla deck. Now, because it does have thaumaturgy, and we talked about this in our last episode, the fact that, we've got a lot of these vampires that aren't titled, that have thaumaturgy, you can make them Anarchs. Because what that thaumaturgy ability does is it allows you now to have Crime with Ink, which gives you the untap, and you can't go wrong with that. So Andalino does have a place in an Anarch deck, okay? But I would find him very hard to put him in a Camarilla deck where you place him in like that. Once again, I just don't like 4 caps and 5 caps with no superiors and stuff like that. Like I said, I'd rather pay the extra pull to get a better vampire in. That's the downside. The upside is he has that thaumaturgy. Now, he has a very good ability. His card text: rescuing an older vampire from Topor, cost Andalino -2 blood. So you can now rescue your vampires at no cost. The question you have to ask yourself is spending 5 pull worth rescuing a vampire, from Topor? That becomes the question. Me personally, I just don't find him in a Camarilla deck. I think the idea is good. I like him. I just think it's going to be very difficult to find a deck where we're going to see him in. And so there you go. It's just one of those things, But I love the card text. Okay, and I do like the fact that he's got the thaumaturgy. I do like the fact that you could make him Anarch. It's just a lot of variables that fall into play with Andalino. So he's an interesting card. We'll go with it from there. Okay, let's just say that's where we go with it from there. Okay, all right. Let's get to it. Our next vampire, Gwendolyn Arwen, 9 cap. During an action, she performs. Gwendolyn can burn 1 blood to give a blocking vampire -1 intercept. She has +1 strength. She has 3 inferiors: animalism, dominate, fortitude, and then the Brujah, clan disciplines, superior at celerity, potence, and presence. All right. Now, this vampire has a lot of great abilities, a lot. And so, I love the fact that she's got the fortitude. With the fortitude, of course, now you can freak drive. You can unlock. With the dominate, you can now bounce bleed. You've got deflection into play. All righty. So you've got things that you can work with besides the 3, clan disciplines. One of the things, if you're looking at, if you're looking at these, at the Brujah, and you're looking at vampires that have 3 superior abilities in group 5, 6. Right now there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 vampires that have all 3 superior abilities. Okay, 2 of them are anarchs, the rest are Camarilla. Okay, but you do have 7. Okay, and so if you just wanted to play straight just Brujah, regardless of sect, don't worry about the politics. You just want to play straight Brujah, and you just want to go out and play those 3 disciplines. Well, you've got 7 vampires that can do that. Okay, and so they're all there. Okay, now when we get back here to Gwendolyn, I like all of her abilities. The only thing I don't like is the fact that she is a 9 cap, and being the 9 cap that she is, being Camarilla, she should have at least been a Primogen. You should have at least been able to get a title and get a vote out of her. That would be the only thing. But I mean, I love her as far as what her abilities can do. So the fact that you've got the fortitude, and the fact that you've got all those superior disciplines, the fact that you can deflect a bleed, she is a vampire that can take care of herself. Okay, and let's not forget she's got that +1 strength. Okay, with that +1 strength, she's now striking at roundhouse for 5. There are 5 vampires at +1 strength. You got Chunhee, you got Valeria, Genevieve, Theobel, Gwendolyn, Arwen, and Gracious. Gracious. I'll get it out. Gracious. There you go. But you got 5 that have +1 strength, and they have those disciplines. You know what I'm saying? So that is just gravy. So you're looking at 5 vampires, because they all definitely have superior potence, right? That can hit for 5 a strike. Every one of them can hit for 5 a strike. So if you just wanted to play Brujah beat up, right now you could do it really, 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 really easy, not difficult at all, because those vampires are just tailor-made to just wreak havoc and do that. So that's just some good stuff. Okay. All right, let's get to my favorite one, Chunhee. This is such a good vampire. 7 cap. Once each combat, Chunhee can burn 1 blood to get 1 additional strike that does not count against the limit. +1 strength, superior in the 3 Brujah disciplines: celerity, potence, present. This is a vampire designed to kill. That's what it is. It's a vampire designed to kill. And so to me, I'm looking at it and I'm sitting here thinking, man, what a good vampire. Just what a good vampire. Because to me, there are going to be the thing you want to be able to do with her is you want to be able to dodge and have 2 strikes. That's really what you want to do. Dodge and have 2 strikes. Okay? And so all those good celerity dodge cards come into play for her. Okay? Every one of them. So let's, you could talk about, for example, acrobatics. Okay? Acrobatics. At the inferior you have an additional strike, but at the superior you have the strike dodge with an additional strike. Okay? So all of a sudden now you're dodging and hitting for 10. You're dodging and hitting for 10. And it just depends upon what type of dodge card you want to use, that you want to put in your deck, But I like acrobatics the best. But I mean, there's some other dodge cards like preternatural evasion, which does give you the dodge. And then, of course, you can then, if you wanted to, burn a blood to end the combat if you felt like she was in trouble. Side strike dodge, then you have the additional strike card there. Then side slip strike dodge, prevent 1 damage. But to me, the best one is acrobatics because, for the 1 blood, you're not going to get hit. It's going to cost you 1 blood. and you're going to be able to do 10 damage on a vampire. That's pretty good. Now, let's talk about, you're going to have to protect her probably. If you don't want to get hit and you really want to use dodge cards, not get hit, you're going to have to wait to get around things, something like an Immortal Grapple, which forces you to only use a hand strike, right? So you're going to need a card that's going to help you defend her so that you're not taking damage, right? Okay, so what's the card that the Water Dog suggests that we use for that? And to me, the best card for her then is Disengage. Okay, Disengage is a great card. It's a press, only usable to end combat, but alternatively, you can burn 1 blood to cancel a grapple card, such as Immortal Grapple or Mighty Grapple. As it is played, no cost is paid for that card. So you can play a Disengage to keep yourself from being grappled, and then you can dodge, and then you can hit for 2 strikes, and you are then, boom, rolling there. So I would play, if I'm going to really center a deck around Chunhee, I would play with a Disengage. I think it's a really good card for her, and you would put her in there with her, and then all of a sudden you don't have to worry about those grapples where you have to use a hand strike where you can't dodge. And so there you go. But I think the Brujah clan, they just got some more really, really good cards. They are very, very brutal. This is very good at combat right now, and especially because you're talking about a lot of these cards now that have these the superior clan abilities. Okay, don't forget when we talked about it in our last episode, we talked about the Potent's Presence cards, because really that's what you can do right now. You just you a Spirit Decor, you Inspire Greatness, you Iron Glare, and you Show of Force. And so you start everything off with a Show of Force, and you're bleeding for +2. And if anybody wants to get into combat against you, you're running Chunhee. You've got a +2 strength. She's got a +1 strength. Now she's swinging for 4. Okay, if you add a roundhouse in one swing, she's swinging for 7. Okay, and so it's just brutal stuff there. It's just brutal stuff. So the cards are in line with Brujah right now to just kick butt, and that's really what it boils down to. So if you're wanting to fight and bleed and do all that type of stuff, Brujah is your clan right now. So there you go. All right. Our last vampire. Addissa is a 3-cap Camarilla. Addissa can enter combat with an ally or younger vampire as a D action. If she successfully hunts, she does not unlock as normal during her next unlock phase. She has inferior celerity and inferior obfuscate. All right. Now, I like weenie vampires that have obfuscate because they could just do a lot of different things. Okay. And the big thing, of course, is that they can bleed. But what Addissa does is she has this ability, and the text ability is really designed to go out and kill Emerald Legionnaires. That's really what it is. Okay? Go out and kill Emerald Legionnaires, and that's her job. Okay? So let's just kind of go to school with this if we can. Let's go to Mr. Water Dog's class. Boom, 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 boom. Let's go to my classroom, and let's just talk about how we're going to set this up. Okay? So, first thing is, all right, you're going to have Addissa. All right? We're going to add Addissa to a concealed weapon. We're going to add, with the concealed weapon, a 44 Magnum. Okay? And then that's going to equal Dead Emerald Legionnaire. That's your combo that you play with her. Okay? She's going to be great for this because you're going to be able to enter combat with her, pull out the concealed weapon, pull out the Magnum, and just shoot down Legionnaires. It's not a hard concept. It's a pretty simple concept. All right? And that, to me, is where her strength lies. Okay? More than anything else, that, to me, is where her strength lies. So you just put in some concealed weapons, 44 Magnums, and then you've got, the death of an Emerald Legionnaire. With the celerity, you can add an additional strike. Okay? So that's the beauty of that. The other thing is because the gun gives you the maneuver, she should not be taking damage against anything. So I love the combination right there. That's just a way to get rid of Ilmor Legionnaires, and that to me is the best way to play Addissa. So she has the ability to enter combat against them, and then she has the ability to pull out a weapon and just shoot them down, and there you go. So I like the card. I like the card and the fact that, it's a good way to take out the Emerald Legionnaires. The other thing is the fact that she's a 3-cap. Okay? I like the fact that she is a 3-cap. So you're asking yourself, well, why is a 3-cap important to me? And that is because at being a 3-cap, you are protected from Scourge of the Enochians. Because Scourge of the Enochians states that during your discard phase, you can burn a vampire with capacity 2 or less, and your predator takes control of this card. Okay? So, 2-cap vampires are going to fall prey to the Scourge, and she's at the 3-cap, and so she doesn't. And so I love 3-cap obfuscate vampires. They're great for bleeding and they're great for, like concealed weapon stuff, because to me, one of the most underrated cards in the game that I have found, and I just love it. I mean, I guess maybe it's just because I'm in my play group. And I feel like I'm the only one that plays, with this card. But Night Moves is so good because at the inferior, it's just a +3 stealth bleed. And so you can have your weenies bleed for 1. Okay, once again, you get the edge. And then there are all sorts of things you can do with the edge. Okay, you can use it for votes. You can use it for other types of things like, enticements and stuff like that. I've talked about that before. And so a weenie obfuscate at the 3-cap is just a very, very good card. Okay. Plus she has the built-in ability. And with that ability, she can go out and, like I said, kill allies and small vampires. And she's protected from the Scourge. I think she's a great card. I think she's just, a wonderful little card. One of my favorite cards in the set. Okay. And don't forget about that celerity, because one of the things is, she can go out and take an action against an ally, right? Well, Ocean, who's at 4 life, right? You pull out the gun, you've got an extra strike card, bam, that's a dead Ocean. So let's not forget about, that celerity, So here we go. Let's just go back to the chalkboard. Let's just go back to the chalkboard. Let's go to lesson number 2, all right? So we're going to start with Addissa, okay? Plus concealed weapon, plus 44 Magnum, plus quickness equals dead Ocean. So now you can kill a 4-life ally. Boom. Just like that. Okay? And that's why I think she's just such a really good card. I mean, that ability to enter the combat against the allies, the fact that you do have that obfuscate and celerity ability with her, just a really, really, really good vampire. It's one of the few low-cap vampires that I really, really like that's come out here recently, and so I do like her. So she's a good vampire. Well, folks, that's all I got time for. I do appreciate you watching. We're going to have some more fun things coming up. Like I said, to catch more Fall of London stuff, I am going to be doing these 1-minute shorts on some of the cards from the set to kind of continue along with the Fall of London stuff. I appreciate you watching. Y'all take care. Whoa, you watched the whole video? Hey, thanks for watching, man. I appreciate it. If you like what you've been seeing, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Y'all take care.